Hello, y'all. This is an NGGC joining again from their video. I want to say reaction video, but this is a discussion video. Just time for My Little Pony Generation 5 because we apparently already have spoilers for it, though not really too much besides just speculation. So let's speculate. Joining me again is a herd of bronies.
Hello, ponies. I'm a herd of bronies. Welcome to our speculation of Generation 5.
Unova.
Hello there, it's your resident Phantom Thief Hood on the scene. We're here with a bunch of raw assets made from Hasbro, essentially, and we're here to analyze and delegate it to you all so that hopefully you guys get the scoop on our heist plan in order to rob Hasbro of all of its worth and become the front runners in Generation 5. And we will become the dominant rulers of all the famous bronies during Gen 5.
I like that plan.
And then Jen.
I like Unova's plan. Hi, I'm Jen. When do we start?
All right, soon. And last second.
Soon. What?
I really hope we don't get copyright strike doing this.
Like an opinion, bitches.
That's an entrance.
All right. All right. I guess you already. I guess we might as well discuss what little we know about Generation 5. Just sort of going into that is.
Or I could introduce myself again.
Oh yeah, go on.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
All right, but we don't really know much about Generation 5 besides we know it's existing and it's most likely coming in 2020 or 2021 after the second movie, which is basically setting up the series. It's actually sort of how the movie should have, like, it makes sense because we always talk about how, like, you release a movie and then have an animated spin-off. They were like, I'm still waiting on the Zootopia TV show. But anyway, the overall, like, thing we know is, like, it is going to be spinning off of, like, apparently the second movie. This is going to be establishing in that, and then it's going to be happening in 2021. And so far, like, this is where it gets more to rumors. It's going to be more adventure heavy and more aimed at a target at a slightly older audience. So,
Ooh.
And going with that, here is the one actual bit of leak we do have that is sort of semi-confirmed, which are some early character designs for 4 of the main 6.
And this is for
2 of them are very interesting.
Is this much still technically unconfirmed?
Oh.
what?
Look at it. Look at it. Just the strokes of art.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay, so based on this, it looks like they're thinking less next chapter and more reboot.
No, it's supposed to be a full reboot. It's like it's same characters as the idea of it, but with a different setting. Apparently, there's going to be like different dimensions, like different worlds, like they travel to.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And Equestria Girls is going to continue and create a paradox in which it's still our old main 6 counterparts.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Twilight has blue eyes.
Oh god.
Twilight has blue eyes.
It looks like the main for Rarity, it's almost still the same, only longer, and they kept the curlicue in the main, and the cutie marks are different, except Twilight's. And wait a minute, Twilight looks like she's a Clydesdale.
Clydesdale.
She and Applejack both look like they're Clydesdales.
Oh my god, Mad Munchkin, get on this! You're Gen 5 exclusive pony!
Wow. And it looks like, is it me or it looks like they're keeping real close to the style of Gen 4, especially with Fluttershy. I mean, her eyes almost look the same style as Gen 5 Fluttershy. Apparently, the eyes are looking the same as almost Gen 4. So maybe they're trying to see if they can retain as much of Gen 4 as possible. But I can't help. Did anyone see this on DeviantArt? I'm just a dumb question.
No.
Some of them were posted on DeviantArt after the fact. That this is from the. This is like they won't confirm or deny, but this is all from like the leak that actually had episodes in it, and like there are some information. So like this. I mean, things may change because, again, this ain't coming until like 2020, 2021. Oh, good. But this is concept art for it earlier.
Okay.
And also going off another thing is they actually going off another fact that was apparently they are trying to figure out what to do with AJ because they actually there's some email feedback where like they're saying like some fans sending like art like a letter saying like what about AJ? Yeah. So that's like why she sort of looks at different designs. They're trying to sort of revamp her.
Hold on, wait a minute. I just noticed this. Fluttershy's a unicorn.
Yeah,
I was waiting for someone to say that.
Twilight's an earth pony.
Yeah. What?
Twilight's an earth pony.
Plus more horn and her wings.
Hey, son! Twilight's an earth pony.
Which means Pinkie Pie's surprise.
Oh, yeah, that actually is like my theory. We don't know Rainbow Dash or Pinkie Pie, but I have a feeling that is what's going to go to where Rainbow Dash is going to stay same because she sort of is like the iconic image of like Generation 4 and all that. So they'll probably keep her, they'll update her looks and all that, but like they'll mostly keep them the same. Actually, we don't have an idea what the Pegasus look in this universe, but like it'll mostly be the same, probably bigger wing, probably more alicorn like wings where there's bigger, more realistic-y. That's what I'm thinking. And then Pinkie Pie will probably go back to her Gen 1 roots where she is a Pegasus.
I remember Surprise.
Yeah. But this is like the two big changes I would like. I'm really intrigued by.
Personality in that version.
But like this when I seen this image, like okay, I feel like I really want to discuss this with all of you all because just like going off, like the two biggest things was I'm really intrigued by the changes are obviously two of the main six that they actually changed their race, which is making Twilight a earth pony and Fluttershy a unicorn. I really like this change because it's something unexpected, but at the same time, I feel it fits. And the reason I feel it fits is because Twilight's defining feature is, besides her magic and all that, is her intelligence and her book smarts.
True.
You don't need magic for that. You don't need wings for that. And like that's why I feel like if there was going to make another pony, an earth pony, Twilight is a strong contender. And also, if Twilight is the main six, it'll be interesting to see, like, basically her being, like, the weakest. I hate to say weakest, but, like, least magical influence and all that of the main six being the leader. Like, that'll be an interesting route potential. I think going on to Fluttershy, just to give a quick overview before we'll discuss it more. I felt this fits for two reasons. One, because the unicorns were always the more princessy or more royalish ones. And as we all joked since we've been joking since the first season, Fluttershy is best Disney princess. It sort of fits that they make her a unicorn. Like, and then also going off of that is another theme of Fluttershy is that's basically the silent badass sort of idea where like she's like has sudden power or confidence out of nowhere. Being a unicorn, that could potentially pay off more easily in episodes where like basically she has like season 1 Twilight like going overpowered angry mode sort of thing with Fluttershy, but with magic. It's like, yeah, that could actually have an interesting route for that. But guess go into your thoughts.
Okay.
Wow, that'd be something. Twilight goes from being a princess to background pony. Sheesh.
Underdog hero.
I think for like Twilight, it's gonna make the writers more creative of like what they write for her in situations in which like once like the unicorn Twilight would have ease like going through, but now with like her being like very much defenseless, and now makes it seem like she could become more craftier, maybe as a thief. I'm just saying like that sort of ideas might be quite useful for the Gen 5 fan fiction community.
Yeah, I don't see her being a thief, but I actually do bring up a point.
I was just comparing. I was just comparing it to like a thief's mentality of like they have limited materials. They need to be crafty. They need to make
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Yeah,
MacGyver.
Whoa, that.
I think you're also not.
something.
Or another way to put it would be like a rogue, because I think that's what they usually classify, like not a thief necessarily, but like the rogue who's like usually the archer who's like also stealing or like set straps of RPGs. But going back to Generation 5, and going off what you said, I do agree. Like I feel this this is like, I don't want to go too off tangent, but like one of the things I say, like, well, Fluttershy is like with her character development and all that, it was easy, like the way her character was, it was easy to write good episodes. And I feel this change with Twilight actually encourages easier writing for good episodes, because before she had she was both the smart one of the group and also the powerful one of the group with her magic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like having Batman and Superman as one character, where like it sort of is like giving her too much power and pouring into the group into one character, while like making her Earth pony, she still will have that intelligence, which would be incredibly useful and possibly still be the leader, but she won't be like the OP one that like everything focuses around her, which is like that makes writing good episodes for so much.
The unique angle where like the brains of the group doesn't have to be the not character of action.
Wait a minute.
Like
So
your brainy,
you were breaking up,
sit
so we
around
couldn't
and
really.
do the boring things.
wait a minute. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Ninja, I just wanted to mention about like wouldn't this technically make Twilight into Batman technically with that analogy? Wouldn't that mean that you would kill off her parents in this universe?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And switch over equivalent exchange. Applejack keeps her parents, and that leads to her getting a different personality.
But yeah, I would be like disappointed all the same though if Twilight. I mean, I don't know if this came through before you said I was breaking up, but yeah, if they like, I feel like I will be disappointed if they take Twilight to the role of the brains who has to sit back and watch everyone else take action. Like Twilight, I mean, powerful or not, she, I mean, I didn't really feel like that became a problem until
You don't want her to be the Velma of the group
thing. Heck, until they were far into the Alicorn thing.
But you don't want her to be the Velma of the group, where like she comes up with ideas, but she's not involved with executing them, sort of thing.
Kind of. Well, I mean, I feel like it's kind of unique to be like, okay, the brain of the group can also be a character of action. Like they don't have to, like they can be into going on adventures and doing
like Pidge.
Things.
Like Pidge.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Oh, now I see what you're saying. Like you want her to be like, you say you want her to be smart, but you want her to be more of an extrovert this time around.
I don't feel like they need to change her personality. I feel like Twilight,
but more outgoing.
Well, heck, she even said in season 5 when she was forced to sit around the castle too much, she was like, "I'm bored. I want to do something. I want to get the map to call me on some kind of adventure and go see the world." And yeah, I mean, like I feel like the show where it's faltering on her is they kind of gave up on that side of her character a little bit. Like, keep it that Twilight is a pony of action, or can be.
Mm-hmm.
I was also going to say that if the thing is with Twilight, if they decide to keep the designs and make her an Earth pony, they really bank on her intelligence. Like she will have to, since she won't have magic, that will really stretch her mind. And there's, I think, a lot more. There may be a lot more that you can write with her if she stays that way. Because you can always grow with intelligence. You can always grow with intelligence. There's always new things to learn and new things to discover and such. And that is an interesting premise.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of something perfect, since it still seems like she has the cutie mark from Gen 4.
What's that?
One of her talent, instead of being magically in tune, she can tune up magical items.
She can what? She can tune up?
She's an inventor. She's an inventor of magical trinkets, essentially, that help make Earth ponies.
Wait. She's the Star Swirl of that world.
Oh my!
Oh my god. Oh, or better yet, oh, if you really want to like, I don't know, M. Night Shyamalan everything or something, if you really want to twist something, make her the villain.
For the first
If you want,
episode?
no, just somewhere in the series.
giving her
You
grit.
really want to like Shyamalan everything. He's like, yeah, Twilight Sparkle. She's the villain.
Oh God! Oh wait!
But
oh sorry.
But there is one thing I just want to bring up. It's just like I was just sort of thinking when we were discussing Twilight. Like, I was just thinking, it's like, you know what? Twilight necessarily doesn't have to be the leader of the main six this time around. Which is like,
right?
Do you think she will be or not? Like, that's just the like big mystery, because you think the safer thing would be just sort of continue with that, but at the same time they might try to shake it up, which is.
Maybe there doesn't need to be a leader.
Oh,
I would like that, but I don't feel they are confident enough not to have someone that's more the leader. I'd honestly just be happy with they have more balance. Like, have any of you seen the series Witch?
Yes, I have. Oh man, it's a really good one. It's a really good British cartoon.
Actually, I think it was Italian.
Dang it!
No, like the comic was Italian.
Okay. Wait, maybe it's a French anime. It's a French anime. I just remembered it's a French anime, like Kolyoko.
No, actually, I think it was animated in the U.S., but the comic was not from. Maybe it was Canada. Maybe it was Canada, like because of Quebec and all that.
Hold on.
Besides the point. My main thing with the Witch is like I like how the team dynamic was. Where like I can't remember her name. What the leader of it wasn't necessarily the most powerful. Or all that, like she was basically, her thing was like she wasn't a smart one. She wasn't necessarily the most powerful either. Until later in the series, but like she was just like the one to help unite them together, and she was like just sort of like the heart of the team, and it just felt more balanced. Where like the MLP was like, yeah, Twilight is clearly the chosen one, especially like later in the seasons.
I mean, granted, she was the kind of the protege, but in just about every other aspect, she was kind of an unusual lead. Like Twilight Sparkle is almost like if Hermione Granger was our lead character.
Oh, definitely.
Or Pidge, or
that is.
Well, I mean, granted, Voltron doesn't really have a lead character.
It's Space Dad. It's Space Dad. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
it's
Space Dad.
Sort of.
Well, I'd say sort of. I would say that it's weird because it sort of seems to shift seasons with that. But Voltron, I would say overall, I think Keith is the sort of lead, but like they're sort of. But last season they sort of minimized his presence, so it just didn't feel as much as that.
Or like if Sokka, our lead character, is a pretty good, I guess, Twilight analogy.
Derek, I researched it quickly. It's actually a French, Italian, American animated TV series for Witch. 3 centuries.
Yeah, like I remember I actually rewatched that like a year or two ago. I was like, yeah, this series was actually surprisingly good for like it was like the other thing besides like Kim Possible, like an MLP, where it's like it was like a girl show that was actually pretty badass. Which actually, I'm gonna go grab some art of some of the monsters, but like this is some of the best like world building in terms of like monsters I've seen period in the show. Which I'll show you some examples, but. Do you have any other thoughts on like the Generation 5 thing or Twilight?
Oh, definitely. I would have to go and say like we could definitely have like an oddball personality quirk.
How much softer Applejack looks.
Yeah, Applejack looks so painty and so beautiful, and it's like, I wonder where they got that.
Like a rough and tumble earth pony.
No, seems more like a delicate flower to me.
Although, admittedly, that will be possibly even more awesome if they then make her basically the exact same character who just happens to look like that now.
It would be. We just need to add a permanent flaw that isn't stubbornness. That's just like we can be able to like, actually like put some flaws into that like perfect wholesome personality she's got going. like even though there's been some good.
Make her the big sister of the group, who's like they always turn to because Applejack, even though she is the one nobody gets because she looks so pretty and acts like such an uncouth tomboy. No shame because Applejack's gonna Applejack. Not afraid to be herself or some such.
Oh my God! What if like Rarity crushes on Applejack in order to make a swift turnaround for Gen 5? Just being like, oh my God, she's more beautiful than I am. I'm jealous, even miffed at that. But at the other hand, it'd be part Helga from like, hey Arna, just be like, I love her so much. To canonize Rara Jack in Gen 5.
You do know they're never gonna actually acknowledge
I know. Though there's been some rumors about then again that might be a bit spoilery, but then again it might not be. Just something interesting I heard in the grapevine about someone. But anywho, just not even a character we even see.
Yeah, like remember no spoilers about season 8 or anything like that right now.
No, I know.
Here's a link to like one of the like villains that was in like Witch. So I'll give you all a reference what kind of like they had like legit awesome like villains and like world building was like, yeah, this is actually pretty badass. And stuff like that. All right. Anyway, going back to this MLP, they're actually sort of saying on Witch is like I could sort of see like if the rumors about like it being aimed at an older audience, I could sort of see it taking the same like age route as like Witch or Legend of Korra, where like it's not mature because anything who thinks this is going like upper PG-13 is like I feel stupid. Hasbro would not do that, but I feel that them aiming for like a more medium of the road teen audience and sort of like stuff like that, I feel could really benefit the show, but it would benefit the show and more importantly be different from the previous Friendship is Magic.
Oh yeah, and also
is more adventure.
And also Equestria Girls, if they're still gonna keep on using those characters in the Equestria Girls web series, like that's gonna be something quite useful for that side series to do. We could still
actually would be interesting if like Gen 4 ends but Equestria Girls goes on.
Equestria Girls, you were supposed to be a blind in our series, but now you become your own successful little thing on the side.
Implausible too, because I mean, even if Gen 4 up to a point where it's appropriate to relaunch it, like okay, counting on that and Equestria Girls both successfully being relaunched, I feel like there are so many scenarios where it'd make more sense to just keep Equestria Girls going as is.
All right, but let's see what I was going to say. But any thoughts on like because we only have the design so far, like Twilight, Applejack, Rarity, and Fluttershy. Any thoughts on like the direction or like character you think implied of this Generation 5?
I will admit, Fluttershy being the hidden tank, the nuclear warhead in a shy what's the shrinking sort of body, like that could be pretty great. Like instead of busting out the stair, she busts out the Kamehameha wave like that.
I think she's just gonna be kind of like weak, like Rarity.
Yeah, sort of like underplay unicorns. Like Friendship is Magic, Gen 4 is all about the magic, but Gen 5 is all going to be about the Earth ponies. I think that's what they're aiming for now.
That's a lot to read from one image, though. Yeah. I mean, like the hidden strength
I guarantee is such a staple. I don't think I still feel that probably Earth Pony, like Twilight actually could be the best thing to change that if they make her like an Earth Pony and like be the book smart ones and all that, like it'd actually do way to give more Earth Pony importance. But I still feel like the unicorns and Pegasi will get more focus just because they're more unique or like so like they feel they stay like from a toy line sort of
As long
perspective.
as they find.
But I'm done about that. Whatever.
So tell me, Fluttershy, what were you the element of again?
Destruction.
I'm sorry. Any of you have seen Thor Ragnarok know what I'm getting at there?
Yeah, actually, please don't play that because I really am terrified about how to.
Yeah, copyright.
Because like YouTube's gotten a little paranoid with that as of late, and overreact. Which I've had actually had some of these reactions have had to fight to get downloaded because they were blocked. But going actually like I said, the one thing that really interesting is even besides because I'll admit I'm biased for Fluttershy in the series, anything I'll admit to that, but I feel like her being a unicorn is a nice twist where again the hidden I think it's an anime. I forget the TV trope. I know there is a TV trope where it's basically the hidden badass, sort of the secret,
more on hidden badass.
Not really more, but it's always a quiet. It's sort of the spin on the it's always a quiet one sort of trope, but with the power, where it's I feel Fluttershy is going to be more timid and all that. Where it's she's power. I could see the thing is she has a lot of magic, but she's just sort of shy and doesn't use it too often, sort of thing. Is she doesn't. I could see that could be a theme sort of with her. Again, where she doesn't use her magic often, but if we threaten her friends, she goes Ponyita, Twilight Ponyita from season 1, where it's she gets flaming mane and all that. Or Galadriel. I guess Galadriel would be a good comparison.
They use that to make to play the hidden strength angle they already did with her and make it times 10. Okay, no, this is a legitimate character for Fluttershy. She has hidden strength inside of her that she could use to legitimately help ponies all over the world or animals all over the world just the way she's always wanted to, but she has to have the courage to draw it out. That could be great if they make it character who's useless to being a moron trope or to being spectacularly incompetent, like a cock block almost.
Ooh.
Basically the Ron Stoppable route, where it's they have great power.
What?
No, where he had great monkey power, but he was incompetent all but most of the series, but he had power within, sort of stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, but they had fun with his hidden abilities when they brought them up, but I mean, I feel for the most part, Ron was supposed to be more or less clumsy or a screw up, having waving it in front of our face, oh no, see, they've got it in them. Fluttershy has this super powerful blast you saw 3 episodes ago. Is she gonna do it this time? Is she? Oh no, she messed it up again. She fell on her face or got scared. Who could have predicted that? I guess you'll just have to come back next time if you want to see her do it. Maybe. I really hope they don't go that route.
I mean, I when I first heard you say times 10 power, I was like, oh my god, you just have to make the Gohan comparison even more. Now Gohan's got Goku's technique Kaioken times 10! It's just, oh god.
All right, but second, I was adjusting wrong because you're starting to cut out again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's try going out and back in.
Let's see. Let's yeah, I wish I would comment more about Rarity, but let's say we just have a sketch of her. We don't even have the coloration, though. I guess she is white, and most her design is probably going to be white again. But
yeah,
based on that, she looks like the one who's still the most her original self.
Yeah, which is
I feel. Going for original stuff. I feel their person. I feel that's a safe route. Hasbro's doing a combination of taking risk, but also being safe. I have a feeling all the personalities are going to be mostly the same, just because that's the safe part. But they're just going to shake up some of the presentations, like Fluttershy being a unicorn, and Twilight being Earth Pony. then going off, because like there's so little info compared to other leaks that the main thing we know is like they're possibly going between different worlds. Like there might be a different world for each of the races, or they might just be exploring other worlds. Like again, I hate to say comparison, but it reminds me a lot of Star versus Season 1, where just basically, hey, let's just go to another dimension just for the heck of it, sort of thing. That might be sort of like the theme of like Gen 5, which, considering how much I love Star Versus right now, would not be a bad thing.
Oh. Wait a minute. I just realized something. What if this Gen 5 reboot takes place in a world without princesses?
Oh. No.
Again, I would really like.
No Celestia and Luna. First off,
Oh, wait, scrap.
First off,
wanna,
I'd be mad. No Luna, because I love Luna.
Actually, here's an interesting thought. Like, I go sort of going off of that. Maybe not necessarily there is no princesses this time, but how about there is a distinct royal line for each of the race. There's an Earth Pony Queen, like an Earth Pony Queen or Princess.
Right.
There's a Pegasus Earth Pony Queen. Basically, there's a royal line from each of the main, like,
but no
all the
alicorn.
like races.
No alicorn.
Oh, that would be deviously good.
Wow.
Oh, this is gonna be like if this turns out to be true, if like what we're prophesizing, this could be. Oh man, this could be like Heartwarming Eve, but the in between years.
Could be, maybe.
I mean, because we could still have like a Celestia like personality that's in charge of like, if we want to have the same relationship with, she could be it'd be weird for like Celestia being Earth Pony, but like she's like basically the queen of the Earth Ponies. Or I guess I feel like if she was, she would be unicorn if she was like the royalty of that. But that would make an interesting route. They actually just the royal sisters actually aren't related anymore. That would be another interesting route where they're just like
if they're not related.
Cadence could be a Pegasus again.
Hooray!
Wow, that
oh my god! Wow, I can't believe you actually did that, even including Cadence and having her be at the start this time. Dang, that would be a great.
Interesting.
But like, if they are going for like a royal line for each of like because like if again, there's pretty much no details, so a lot of it's just me purely speculating at this point. But if they do go with the like other world, like multiple worlds route, and like each world has like a pony race behind it, possibly a center world where like they all meet or something like that. But the idea of like there is a royal line for all three of them, that Cadence would fit in with that well. And since in the past they want to do like nods of continuity and all that, she was a Pegasus at one point. So her being like the leader of the Pegasi would be an interesting like sort of nod, and it would just naturally fit.
I can imagine like Cadence being like having the biggest disconnect from her people, that being the Pegasi. Like they're a lot more of a rowdy, rough bunch, but she's like the kind and caring matriarch for them. Like that would be an interesting angle, which would mean if Celestia's Earth Pony, that would leave Luna with the unicorns. Ooh, maybe they could do it like Oriander from like them fighting her, and have it be like, ooh, we're a bit edgier, we're a bit darker, the unicorns. But then like our representatives would be like a bit of outcasts, like because they're a bit more how should I say this, more Earth Pony friendly, which is why they get along with like a Twilight and Applejack. Just it's.
But actually going off of that is like another idea is actually Celestia and Luna are still sisters, but like they are royal line. They are actually sisters, but like of one royal line, say either the unicorns or Pegasus, not unicorns or Earth Ponies. And then like the leader of the other race is shockingly a guy.
We've not seen male alicorns or anything like that.
Yes, please.
I agree. Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes,
Probably
please.
because it's something we haven't seen before. I mean, like, I feel like complains about not enough of this gender, like at. it comes across like the people who complain that there are too many guys or too many girls or minorities or whatever in Star Wars or video games or whatever. Just like do it because you have a vision, not just to make people happy or fine about it if you're only doing it to fill a certain quota. Because like quotas can be just about any which way if you
okay. I could totally get that second, actually. Like the whole thing about like if it's too much of one thing or too much of another thing, there's going to be complaints. But as long as it's well written and as long as like you give characters equal treatment, then that argument wouldn't fly for long, even if there's prevalent arguers for said fact. But the thing I wanted to like point out in this, like I just realized that since Twilight's an Earth Pony and this is going to be a reboot. Does that mean we're going to get Shining Armor earlier in the series and he's also going to be an Earth Pony?
Would not mind that either.
Like, just being like, instead of like him being a unicorn with like defensive spells, like he has to deal with like wielding a shield on his person at all times.
I wouldn't mind that. Would not mind that either.
Like that would be awesome. Like to go with like the MacGyver aspect. Like Earth ponies, you guys are the best MacGyvers. Show them why you're smarter than the average pony. And like maybe make the Earth ponies like the smarter people. Even though no, wait a minute. Earth ponies still have to be the stronger people, while the unicorns are the smarter ones with magic. But just make like Twilight's family be the exception to the Earth pony rule, and have them be like the crafty ones of the bunch.
Interesting, though.
Yeah.
Interesting prospects.
Okay, and continuing on, if
Big Mac. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I wonder, are they gonna go early Big Mac, or are they gonna go with current season Big Mac for the reboot, current series? Like if they were gonna bring his character.
If they're using this as a clean slate. Yeah, I could see them trying to start Big Mac from square one and doing them their own way.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Oh my god, I just also remembered something. The voice actors.
You're right.
Yeah.
That actually is another.
Will the same people be involved?
That is a good question. Because I haven't even thought about this before there.
There's another. This also ties into. Oh, sorry. I interrupted you again. Sorry, my bad.
No, like I was just going to say, like, just an interesting point is like I never even thought of before discussing this with all of you, is that like, will they use the same voice actors and like, will they even have like the same sort of voice style? Because if I feel they're going for like the same voices, like they'll use the same voice actors for the most part. But if they wanted to, like, if they're rebooting some of their personality, they might get like new voice actors in to, just sort of differentiate itself from the like Gen 4.
Well, one thing I was gonna say is like I'm wondering, is it gonna be a musical? Are we gonna? Will Daniel Ingram still do the music for this one, or are we gonna have something completely different?
Oh my god!
I'd hope so.
I hope so too. Jesus, without Daniel Ingram,
he's done nothing but there has not been really a song that he's done on all the seasons that's been a bad one.
I think Suki would disagree with that with season 3's opener.
Yeah, there's a few songs that are like hit or miss. Like that actually does remind me of like if they go for a different background music style. Like I would love this series to have the same like sort of background music style as like Star Versus, because like we're like, because that's like a series where like I constant like in the middle of watching an episode, I'm just like, this is a great background music.
Yeah,
like I don't really do that like with mini series anime or stuff like that. This is one of those ones where it's like they're in space and it's like this techno stuff, and it's like, this is a really good song.
There's also something I would like to point about like the Gen 5 designs. They actually kind of remind me about a certain I don't know if you would call it fan created or like a Kickstarter created idea of like have you guys heard about Midnight Mares?
Midnight Mares? No. Not ringing any bells.
There was this guy who was like in charge of a toy company who saw the Brony fandom craze and was like, I want to jump my head in creating a property similar to this, involving like a mature story for teens, involving about the duality and sort of like highlighting that with like characters similar to Celestia and Luna, but instead of like sister, mother-daughter. And like they go for like a more Earth Pony aesthetic with like no unicorns or anything. Like only like one character gets like a special ability to fly at night. When like basically like at night, basically everyone's personality switches. And I just wanted to remark that their designs were kind of similar in the builds. In the builds, like they seem to go for like a stronger limbs sort of way. Not to say like this style was like taken from that creation, because that's its own thing. I'm just saying like I kind of like that they're going for more adventure centric and more older audience like Midnight Mares. So this is going to be quite interesting when 2020 hits.
Yeah, and also apparently because the movie, the second MLP movie, is supposed to be like basically the kickoff to the series reboot. So it probably means we won't get any.
Or is this like?
Wait, what?
Has it been confirmed though that this is actually going to happen and the movie's going to do this? Because like I heard it was still like seems category.
It's still in development, so like it could change.
It's unverified.
No, it's like not because they won't verify. Like it's like whenever Sony like happens to Sony or stuff like that, they won't confirm or deny that this game exists, even though like everyone knows like this leak was official. Like it's almost all but confirmed because like this is leaked right alongside actual video episode things, like raw episodes like out the music. So this is by all accounts, this is from legit sources. Like that's why it's like this is, they had some emails discussing like preview. That's why like the facts that we do know that's going to be more like potentially more adventure heavy is from like email, like an email exchange that mentioned like the next generation being more like targeting older audience and stuff like that. And so like this does seem legit, but like this is bringing up a point. Is like even though this is far off, I don't think we'll get any. Like the thing is that sort of bothering is like we won't really have any official. Probably won't have any official like discussion, like reveals or trailers like that until like at least I'm thinking at the earliest like Comic-Con 2019, which is sort of like the weird thing about it.
Just like just the ideas for like this series, like the things that they might change. Like, are they even going to bring Spike into this? Like, how are they going to?
I hope they do.
Him? Like, yeah, like
he's our one male connection.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah. We cannot truly embrace any show like this unless there's some guy character in it to latch onto.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
It would be funny.
I just thought of something really great. What if Spike was a teenage dragon for this rendition?
What if Spike was going through puberty and Twilight had to explain it to him?
The one thing I was going to bring up is...
What if Spike is not a dragon at all? What if he's a pony?
Oh, God, the fan fictions are running wild!
Oh, my gosh.
But, like, going off the Spike thing, there was, like, what happens if Spike is sort of an antagonist again?
Oh, wait.
Wow.
Because
Spike
that's how Spike was. He was basically
the grubber to essentially Scorpion to T-Rex.
Yeah, he was basically he was like a minion of like a villain in the original generation. Like that's what Spike was. I think he might have got reformed, but I can't remember that.
He was no. I've seen it, and it's like when T-Rex was automatically destroyed by the Rainbow of Light. Scorpion was transformed into a human king, and Spike was revealed to actually be a dragon all along. And
wait, wasn't he a dragon?
Yeah, he
wasn't he already a dragon?
No, yeah. But here's the thing: in the pilot,
like was always a dragon.
Yeah, because like in the pilot, like Applejack and three other ponies were transformed into dragon steeds for T-Rex in order to ride, in order to rain the rainbow of darkness to destroy everything.
That's like the thing I bring up. Like say we want like Gen 1 had some like a lot of problems. Like it had some rather mature tones like that. Like they'll just like, hey, here's like a maturity for thing for you. That's what I actually am excited. It's like Gen 5 brings some of that back, but with the like quality writing of Gen 4.
Wait. It's Gen 4 plus 1 equals Gen 5. Bro, I solved the puzzle. I solved it.
Wow. Mind blown.
Unova has cracked the code. Lockdown. This is not a drill.
I have hacked into Hasbro.
Shush. We don't want to get C&D now, do we?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Shush.
Okay. At the end of our broadcast, we hope you enjoy our complimentary sponsors for this hack video. Brought to you by Disney, because we like to destroy our competition and hopefully buy a Hasbro from them.
Oh, it's only a matter of time. They've already got Star Wars.
And Fox.
Disney will own the
And
world
Fox.
someday.
Well, that actually is an interesting. Like, the thing is, like, I don't like. That's just a weird, like, because Hasbro actually has like a lot of exclusive deals with Disney. Like, that's how because Hasbro was actually seriously considering buying DreamWorks, but Disney were like very directly and publicly was like, that would not be in our best interest if you bought DreamWorks. We would have a problem with that.
Oh, look at our mouse overlords just being the conniving evil people they are, you know? And we just lost a second.
I think you might be jumping back in like to get, but any other like closing thoughts? Because I guess we sort of should be heading towards like the other half of the discussion video.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And also, Jen has to sleep.
Yes, sorry, I must leave to sleep for early morning work tomorrow. Ugh.
Of course, Jen.
Yeah, and also, I don't want spoilers.
Oh yeah, no spoilers!
Like no games.
But I guess any closing thoughts about Gen 5?
Gen 5.
My biggest
One
hope
image
is
we
that
have and
Gen 5.
my biggest hope is that it's going to be the clean slate to let go of the idea of like picking up, trying to tie loose and messy threads together. Just give the writers their chance to do what they want to do, spin some real interesting, engaging, well-written yarns. And my biggest fear is that it's basically going to be what it's become now, but except without the interesting, unique roots to tie back to. Just like total, relying on fan service and all concepts and not necessarily execution. I know I can like put a Debbie Downer spin on everything, and I mean, like I'm not even like. It's not even that I don't like recent seasons or anything. I'm just a lot of people have the ability to be more reassuring than I am. More like, well, I would have a problem with this, but still good. Things are still good. It's just like, in a nutshell, I'm worried that my problems with the newer seasons will persist. But that's not to say either that those problems are the defining point of the seasons now, or would be the defining point of Generation 5. I wouldn't like it as much if that's what persisted.
As for me, I really do I still wish that like they could focus on the flaws of Gen 4, which is very obviously like the shifting of writers after like Lauren's ideas couldn't really reach off the ground after season 2, and they were changing like the designs of like her characters to fit like the toy merch. Like I just hope like the writers become like a much more centralized, focused group, while still having a few freelance writers here and there. Not dramatically change the entirety of the cast of free writers over like the course of like 1 or 2 seasons. You know, just keep the sturdy continuity. Just keep everyone's expectations with Hasbro nice. As long as they can accept the toy advertisements and actually integrate them properly and fittingly, and as long as the toy themselves aren't, how should I say, crystally, then I think we can all be happy.
I think my hopes for. Are we talking about Gen 5? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're closing.
Okay. Closing thoughts about Gen 5. Wow. I just have to say, I'm glad. I bet there are a lot of artists out there who are glad they are not part of the team that has to craft Gen 5, because I have to say they are stepping into some big shoes to fill. I mean, Bonnie Zachary, is that how you say her name?
Yeah, Bonnie
Zachary was the OG. She created MLP. She created My Little Pony from the ground up. She created this. Lauren Faust, in my opinion, Bonnie Zachary was the originator. Lauren Faust was the game changer. So I'm again, I bet there are a lot of artists out there who are like, man, I'm glad I don't have that job, because they're stepping into some pretty big shoes to fill, and just seeing the concept designs, I see the Faustian influence on there, but who knows where they're going to go. But these are concepts; they could always change. And also the storylines. They could change too. I mean, main 6 changing races. I mean, that's a risk in itself. That's a definite risk. But one crazy question I have is, who will be the target audience this time? I mean, Gen 4, of course, we know who it's supposed to be. The Brony fandom of Gen 4 was a happy little accident. So I'm wondering.
That's what I was saying. Like, one of the rumors was that it is like they are targeting a older audience.
Really?
Not necessarily like 18 teens, but sort of older, like mid-range teens seems to be like what they're referring to, like in terms of as a target audience, not just them in as well, but like as another analyst was like bringing up, like no, they're actually seem to be targeting that.
Right. But I'm wondering I'm also wondering what kind of fandom will emerge from this generation. That's something to chew on as you sleep tonight, kiddies. What kind of fandom is going to come about this time?
That'll be interesting, because like I feel the fandom will like basically carry over, just because it seemingly won't be a gap, or at the most a year gap, depending on how they want to spin it. But this actually does remind me, like I could see sort of like a situation where basically Teen Titans to Young Justice.
Right.
Where like it is like.
Sorry.
But yeah, like where it's like Young Justice was aimed at an older audience than Teen Titans. And then like they sort of develop their own families. That I could see a similar situation. But let's see. Wait, check. Hey Jen, you still there?
I'm here. Yeah.
I'm muted for a second. I thought that voice was coming from your end.
Sorry. No problem.
It's like I could see sort of like a similar situation where like we not necessarily carry over the fandom, but like like we're just the same fandom, but like we sort of have like two divisions, like sort of like how Teen Titans and like Young Justice were. It's like it's sort of a fan base, but like there is like people who are like, oh, I like Teen Titans more, or like Young Justice more. Then everyone is like, oh yeah, we all agree that we hate Teen Titans Go.
Except the people who keep it as probably the most popular quote unquote show on Cartoon Network.
Right.
Well, it helps when you show that. Yeah, when it's like 90% what's on, it tends to be popular. But anyway, not to go up bashing that. Do any of you other have any closing thoughts before I offer mine?
Do you know what I want from Generation 5?
What?
Elves, gnomes, dwarves, fairies, trolls, demons, more traditional fantasy elements.
And Moochek.
So basically,
I want a staff that isn't afraid of adding anything they want.
All right, first of all, before I comment again, I highly recommend you check out Witch, the series, because surprisingly a lot of like heavy D&D and like dark demon lore and like monsters and all that in that series. It's like, yeah, surprising, like the teenage drama stuff that hasn't aged as well, like that elements, but like the fantasy elements are like, oh dang, like that's like rival like Tolkien level like of like world building there.
Please.
But yeah, going back to like that, it's like, yeah, I actually agree if they do go with the multiple worlds route for this multiple worlds, multiple dimension world sort of thing. Exploring like all of it. Yeah, like going into like magical worlds and all that. That would be a very interesting route for like adventure themes. And I can't find my little schoolgirl. I got her. Jen, I do have you muted right now, so don't worry. Just unmute yourself when you need to. But any other thoughts from the rest of you?
Nope, that's it.
All right. I guess, yeah, like I already said my thoughts. Like so far, I like the concept art so far. I really like the ideas that it's going to be targeted at an older audience because it's what I want from the next generation, which be not like throwing everything into the bin, like they keep the same main characters, which are a great archetype to build from, but they are taken into a different direction. Like that's sort of how you should, in my opinion, handle a reboot is like keep what's good, but like go into explore a different route, which like going for more adventure heavy, older marketed theme. It seems to be like going sort of like, actually I forgot to sort of mention, like, yeah, sort of like Legend of Korra versus Avatar, where like Legend of Korra was more of a aimed at older audience. The storytelling went to sort of shit later on, but that was sort of Nickelodeon's fault. But going from what I've seen so far, yeah, like I really like the idea of like Twilight being a like Earth Pony. I really like the idea of like Fluttershy being a unicorn. I like the idea that they're talking about giving AGA more to do from the overview, and Rarity's like again we have a sketch of her, so Rarity, yeah, there's nothing wrong with like AGA, like Rarity being like the more noble, like Rarity, like I think you'd keep a personality, like there's nothing wrong with where she was. But with that said, guess see you all next discussion or reaction.
Have a good one.
Ciao.